Hampton Club. Another 45-minute Pilates session with me. You will need a block for underneath the head. You'll need 2 light hand weights. I'm using 1 kilo hand weight, so we're going to do quite a bit of repetition. If you've only got 2 kilo hand weights, you might need to break much sooner. Definitely light hand weights if you've got shoulder injuries, please. And a stretch band if you've got one, but if you haven't got one, don't worry too much about it. You can just use a towel if you have one. Okay, let's start. Make sure that you're in a safe space. Start nice and tall. Feet are hip width apart. Please make sure your eye line is on the horizon, and then start with big shoulder rolls backwards. In through the nose and out through pursed lips. Keep going. I just need to tilt my screen a little bit. Just really to get used to movement, making sure that all of your laptops are in the correct place. Good. Now keep the shoulders gently engaged downwards. Gently look up to the ceiling and down to the floor. I don't want you to yank your head back. I just want you to gently look up and down. They should be completely pain-free. Up and down. 2 more times. Up and down. Make sure when you lift those arms up that you find that belly button, pull a little bit tighter towards you and down. And then we're going to widen our feet. We're going to take a deep breath in. We're going to reach the fingertips up to the ceiling, and what I want you to feel is the stretch all along the side. From here, we're going to pull the fingertips to the back of the room and give ourselves a big arm circle. Let's do it again and reach up to the ceiling, feel the stretch, and then circle that arm back. If you're running into trouble with shoulder pain, just make that backward circle a little bit smaller. And again, reach up, feel the stretch, and pull back. One more time on each side, up to the ceiling, and gently pull back. Last one, make sure you're not holding your breath. Feel the stretch and then pull back. Fantastic. Now I'm going to grab the bands. You're not pulling on the band, you're just holding it. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see what I'm doing. My feet are still quite wide, wider than my hips. We're going to go down into a squat. We're going to do a double pulse. And then we're going to step forward with our right foot, and we're going to stretch through the shoulders at the front of our hips. The back heel lifts off, and you need to clench your bum cheeks. Let's do it again. 1, 2. Now the left leg steps forward and stretch into it. Make sure you're not holding your breath. So your aim here is warming up the leg muscles, and then that stretch, the front line of your thigh and hips. We're going again. Step back. 1, 2. Forward and up. Breathe out. Don't force anything. 2 more times. Step into it and up. You've got 1 more. Step back. And step in and out. Excellent. Good. And then step together. Fantastic. Hold your band right at the end. If your band isn't very long, then don't use the band. And then place the band on top of your shoulders. And just feel the length from fingertips to fingertips. So all this does is make sure that the arms stay in line with your shoulders. Make sure I don't want this. So some of you are standing there with bent elbows. I want really nice long elbows. Good. And then start your rotations gently, please. Good. As you rotate, make sure your band doesn't tighten more or slack more. It's the same amount of tightness throughout. Make sure your shoulders can relax. Little double pulse now. 1, 2. Let's see if you can keep those hips facing forward. And again. 1, 2. And again, breathe out. 1, 2, 3 more times. Look to the back of the room, so we've got that neck motion. 1, 2, and last one. Look over the shoulder. 1, 2. I think we need one more, don't we, to be even. One more. 1, 2. Back to the center and relax. Yeah, I could feel that in my shoulders. Then bring the band forward. Again, if you haven't got a band, you can do this with your hand weights. So you could just hold on to your hand weights. Tuck your elbows to your trunk. I come a little bit closer. You can see I'm tucking my elbows in. I'm holding onto the band. And then on the exhale, I'm going to gently pull on the band. And I'm keeping my elbows tucked to my trunk. Breathe out. Gently pull the shoulders back. So think about squeezing a half an orange between your shoulder blades, squeezing the juice out. And breathe out. Slowly control it. The tighter you hold the band, the harder you're working. Again, open up. And close. 2 more times. Open up. One last one. Open up. Hold it and give me little pulses. Little pulses right into those shoulders. Make sure the core engages. The band shouldn't go slack at all. You've got 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And relax. Big shoulder rolls, just relax that. Fantastic. Good. Okay, grab your hand weights. Drop your band down. Grab your hand weights. You can use bottles of water, for example. That would work brilliantly. Engage the core. Make sure you lengthen your tailbone between your legs. Going to breathe out to lift the arms to shoulder height. Bring it back down. So let's do it again. Lift the arms to shoulder height. Make sure the elbows don't bend and make sure you relax your shoulders away from your ears. Good. We're now going to lift up and then we're just going to rotate our palms. So up and rotate the palms up to the ceiling. Then rotate the palms down again and bring the hands to your hips. We're going again. Lift up, rotate the palms and back down. Good. We're now no longer coming down. We're going to stay up there. So hold. Make sure the core is engaged. Palms up, palms down. One more time. Palms up and palms down. Good. Now one arm turns palm up. The other arm is palm down. And then you swap. Breathe out. Keep your shoulder downwardly relaxed. Breathe out. You should start to feel this in your shoulders. Some of you are starting to bend the elbows. I suspect you're getting tired. So try to lengthen those arms again. Good. Keep breathing. One goes up, one goes down. 2 more. Nice. Last one. And then turn both to face forward. Good. Close the arms. Lift them overhead. Bring the arms forward. Open them up. Close the arms. Lift them overhead. Bring them forward. And back out again. And again. Close the arms. Lift them overhead. Forward. And out. One more time. Close the arms. Overhead. Bring them halfway down. So the arms are now in line with your ears. From here, we're going to pulse backwards, diagonally downwards, and back up again. Good. Off you go. Pulse, pulse, and lengthen. Good. Remember the half orange you have between the shoulder blades, and you're squeezing the juice out of that. Do it again. So as the elbows pull back, see if you can squeeze that orange between the shoulder blades. Got 4 more. 3. 2 more. Last one. Bring those arms forward and then slowly bring them down. Fantastic. Move those arms around and then place the hand weights to the right and the left of your mat. So they're already in the right place. We need to do some balancing. So balancing level 1. You're going to stand on one foot, but only on the toes of the other foot. So I'm standing on my left foot and my right toes are just touching the floor. From here, I'm going to bend forward with a straight spine. Make sure your left leg stays straight and come back up again. So I'll show you from the side. So one leg is straight, the other one is on its toes, and I come forward with a straight spine. I'm trying really not to bend the standing leg. It's soft, but not bent. And then go again. So if you're struggling a little bit with balance, then stay with this. If you can do more, what I would like you to do, I'd like you to slide the leg that's on its toes out. And then if you can, lift it up. Then bring the big toe back down and slide it back in. Yeah? If you can do more, you're going to slide back. And then you're going to lift your arms and your legs up whilst you're standing on one leg. And then bring the big toe down, bring the arms down, and slide it back in. We're going to do 2 more on this leg. Pick the level that suits you. Make sure that you try to lengthen your arms and your legs. So make it look elegant as well as you can. Right, here we go, 1 more. And lift up. Bring it down. And relax. Good job. You've got 2 legs, so unfortunately you have to do it again. I'll talk you through the levels again. So I'm now standing on my right foot. My left toes are just touching the floor. I come back with a straight spine and come back up again. That's your level 1. Your level 2, you slide along the floor. You bend forward as much as you can. And then you slide that foot back again. So you keep that contact on the floor with your toes. And then if you can do a little bit more, you're going to lift the leg and the arm up, keep that balance, and allow your ankle to rock. That's fine. So the ankle needs to rock in order to find that balance. Breathe out. You might find that one side is much easier than the other side. Just make sure that you're safe, please. All right, 1 more time, please. And off we go. We slide and we lift. Then we bring it down and we're ready for the floor. Okay, so let's move the mat around. So you're going to go roll down for me. Find a 4-point kneeling position and make sure that you can still see and hear me. I'm going to pull you a little bit closer. So 4-point kneeling. Struggling a little bit with the light levels in here. That either too much or too little. I'm going to pull the curtain. That looks all right. So on all fours, cat-cow, please. Hands under your shoulders, knees under the hips. Make sure that your lower back in this cow position doesn't go into a very deep curve. You want to think about the length and the downwards shoulder engagement rather than arching your back. All right, let's do 2 more. Just 1 more to go. For this next exercise, I have got levels again. So level 1, coming to neutral, curl all 10 toes underneath your feet. So I've just bent my toes underneath my ankles here. And then you're going to exhale to lift the knees up, making sure the core engages. Inhale, bring the knees down. Exhale to lift. Inhale down. Of course, you can come onto your elbows if you prefer. Now, some knees might not like this. So what you can do, instead of lifting the knees up, you could just come onto your knees, lean forward, and just stay in this position. But if you can, stay with me. So lift and lower. If you can do more, I would like you to hold it. And then if you can do more, I'd like you to walk out, 1 long leg, 2nd long leg, and then walk back again into the same position. And then change lead legs, walk out, out, and come back in, in. Keeping the spine neutral. Keep the two hips bone pulled towards you. Make sure you keep breathing. If the knees hurt, you're in the wrong level. We're only going to do 2 more. Keep those knees low. We're going to do one last one. Step back again. Good. Come back in. Find your knees on the floor. Lengthen your toes and sit back. You might need to just open and close your hands and move your wrists because that was a lot of wrist bearing. Good job. All right, from here, we go on to our backs. Make sure that you've got enough space above the head so you can stretch out your arms. The hand weights are by your hands, but we're not using them straight away. Feet are at the comfortable distance away from our bottom. We're going to start off with pelvic tilts until all of you are ready to progress. So for a pelvic tilt, you need to draw the pelvic floor up, pull the belly button in, and then pull the 2 hip bones towards you. The pelvic floor is a hammock in between your hips, a group of muscles, and within that pelvic floor, you've got your genitals embedded and your back passage. So when I say pull up your pelvic floor, it should feel like you're drawing your genitals up and you're holding in wind with your back passage. That's the same sort of, that's the almost the same engagement as pulling up the pelvic floor. Not an easy muscle to get right, but you always try your best. We're now going to go all the way up into a bridge. So make sure as soon as we lift the bum cheek off, we engage the shoulders deeper and we clench that bottom. Good. We're lengthening the knees away from our shoulders before we come back down again. Just warming up all of the little muscles around the spine, within the spine. Waking up the backline muscles, so the calves, the hamstrings, the glutes, the core, the upper back, the mid back, the shoulders, and then bring it back down again. Good, listen. Once you're back in neutral, I'd like you to stand on your toes, not your heels, your toes. So you lift the heels up. Lift those heels up. Good. We're now going to go do the same thing. Come all the way to the top. Stand on those tippy toes. And then bring it back down again. Going again. Tilt and lift. All the way to the top. Inhale, exhale to bring it back down again. Fabulous. Okay. Now place your heels down and grab your hand weights. Hand weights go overhead, not overhead, sorry, above the shoulders. You're going to engage your core without imprinting, so your lower back is gently curved away from the mat. We're now going to lift the knuckles up to the ceiling, and then we're going to pull gently the shoulders downwards towards the ground. So lift up, and then pull the shoulders back. You should feel a widening sensation over your collarbone, over your chest. 2 more times. So lifting the elbows up or lifting the knuckles up to the ceiling is bad posture. Pulling the shoulders down and drawing the knuckles away from the ceiling is good posture. We're now going to hold this, pulled back and down. You're going to drop one hand weight overhead and the other one to your hip. Just see what the shoulders have got to say about this. To make it easier, of course, you can lose your hand weights. And also you can reduce the range of motion. Just be careful and mindful. I would love long elbows here. So try not to bend those elbows. Good. So we're just checking what range of movement we can do. You might be at full range. And just gently draw the shoulders away from the ears as you're doing this. Good. And then bring both arms back in line with your shoulders. Good. We're going to draw the belly button in. We're going to come up into a bridge. Your shoulders are very much weight bearing here. Chin forward. There's hardly any weight on your neck. We're now going to lift our heels up again. Lift those heels up nice and high. Good. And now we're going to move the arms again. So you're standing on your toes. You're engaging the back line of your body. You're engaging those shoulders. And now we're adding that arm movement. Make sure we're not cramping by engaging all of those leg muscles. So you might need to bring your toes a little bit closer to your bottom. That will help with the engagement of the legs. Just keep breathing. Drop it down. Lift off. You've got 3 more. 3, 2, 1 more. Good. Bring the arms back over your shoulders. Press your heels down. And then you exhale to roll it all the way back down again to the beginning. Excellent. Good. All right. We're going to do the same thing, except you're not going to stand on your toes. You're now going to stand on your heels. And you're bringing your feet a little bit further away from your bum cheek. And you will feel that your hamstrings have to work a lot harder. So walk your heels away from your bottom. Stand on your heels. Press the heels down. Tuck the tail in. Come all the way to the top. Engage your shoulders. Really press the heels down. Here we go. Drop those arms and lift them back up again. Drop those arms and lift up. Now think about pulling your heels towards your bum cheeks. You're not actually moving, but it's that downwards pressure and the pulling inwards that activates those hamstrings, the back of your thighs. Make sure you don't do it so much that they start to cramp. If you do cramp, have a break. 4 more. 3, 2, 1 more, and 1. Good. Hold those hands above the shoulders and gently and slowly roll it down. Don't forget you need to engage your shoulders, bone by bone, all the way down through the lower back into neutral. Good. Now you can place your feet back on the floor. You can place your hand weights on the floor as well. Bring your arms into T. And then widen your legs, so your legs are just wider than your mat. Then gently engage your core as you start a wide twist stretch. What this does is just opens up the front of your hips a little bit more than the narrow stretch. Lower back should still be stretching. Chest will still be stretching. Nice deep breaths. With each one, theoretically, your body should be able to go a tiny bit deeper into the movement. One more on each side. Last one. So we're going to work on lifting the head and shoulders off the mat. If you've got neck issues or osteoporosis, you should be doing pelvic tilts. Interlace your hands behind your head. That's your hammock for your head, your basket. So make sure that the arms and shoulders are working. Pull the pelvic floor up, draw the belly button in, and then lift the head and shoulders up. Look between your thighs, and then bring the head back down again. So I'm saying it again, if you've got osteoporosis or neck issues, or if a doctor has told you not to do these flexions, then please give me a pelvic tilt. We're going to do 2 more. And then you're going to lift your head up and you're going to hold it here. If you can't lift your head up, you're now going to imprint your lower back and pull the two hip bones firmly towards you. Bring one leg into tabletop. Bring the second leg into tabletop. Lower back sits flat on the floor. Good. We're now going to start a bicycle. The stronger you are, the lower down that bicycle can go. So make sure that the lower back doesn't move away from the floor. Good. If you're on the floor with your head, same thing. The lower back doesn't move away from the floor. Nice and slow. So if the head is on the floor, I still would love to see some cycling legs. Change direction. Good. The other way. That's it. You've got 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And relax. Good. Pull your knees to your chest. And relax for a moment. Good, good. Turn onto your side and come on up into a seated position. There should be a band. Yes, there is. If you haven't got a band, try it without. So we're going to sit nice and tall, super, super tall. If you've got osteoporosis, what you can do is you can lean back with a straight spine and then lean forward with a straight spine. Find that stretch, pull the elbows back. Let's do that all together again. Sit nice and tall. We're leaning back with a straight spine. We're leaning forward with a straight spine. You might feel that you have a healthy spine, but you want to stay with this because that's safe. If you can do more, instead of leaning back with a straight spine, we're going to curl the tail between our legs. We're going to roll it down bone by bone. We're going to stretch it out. I've got a block underneath my head. Don't have a block under the head. And then come back up again, bone by bone, without having to dig the elbows in or lift the legs up. And then pull forward into a deep stretch. So pull the elbows away from your feet. Okay, here we go again. From this stretched position, we sit up again. We tuck our tail in. We roll down, bone by bone. We inhale at the bottom. And then we exhale, chin to chest. And allow the band to pull you up without lifting those legs up, and ideally without bending the elbows. Good. Now, if you think, oh, I'm good at this, I'm going to try it without the band, then go for it. So roll it down, bone by bone, without the band. I can't reach overhead with my arms because of the cupboard, but what I can do, I can widen my arms. You can go overhead and then inhale, exhale, reach forward with your arms and come back up again. Good. And then stretch into that stretch. Push your knees down. We're going one more time. Roll it back, nice round back. Shoulders are back and down. All the way down. Extend those arms in a straight line if you can, if you've got the space. And then come back up again. And reach forward one last time from the hips into the fingertips. Good job. And sit nice and upright. From here, we take the block and we lie on our side. You will probably need both of your hand weights if they're light hand weights. So get them ready. We're lining up our feet with our bum, with our shoulders, with the back of our head. So it's a perfect straight alignment. We're lying directly on top of our shoulders, directly on top of our hips, so that our ribs and our waists are lifted. Then we're going to extend the top leg and we're pressing the bottom leg into the floor. Point your toe. And I don't want that leg to come forward. I only want that leg to go backwards. So pull it behind you and up. A circular motion here. Breathe out as you lift the leg away from the floor. Breathe out as you lift that leg away. Good. Press the bottom leg down. The two hip bones are pulling towards your rib cage. The belly button is pulling in, and see if you can find that pelvic floor as well. So we want to lift that pelvic floor all at the same time. Should feel like you've got a nice snug belt around your waist. Good. And try not to bring that leg forward, and the hips are always facing forward as well. Good. We're now going to hold the leg still. Flex your foot, really flex it, and now go the other way. Go the other way. Keep pressing that bottom leg onto the floor. You should start to feel that activation on your bum and your outer thigh. Make sure that you've got a really nicely open chest. Back of the head is pulled back. Keep going. Strong leg. Have breaks if you feel like your leg is falling off. Good. And then hold it still and point your toe again. We're going to pull the knee to the chest. We're going to extend the leg, and then we're going to flex it behind us. Good. And then we do it again. Point your toe, pull it to your chest, extend forward, and pull it behind. Good. Point, and then flex and pull it behind without arching your back. Good. We're now going to go the reverse. So keep the leg behind you. Scoop it forward with the flexed foot. Then point your toe and pull it towards you. Reach back behind you. Flex your foot. Bring it forward and keep going. So really working into those hips. That mobility, that hip mobility. You've got one more. Excellent. And then hold that leg bent over the other leg. Foot to foot, knee to knee. So we're finishing off that hip with an inward and an external and internal rotation. Should feel nice and warm around that hip by now. Hopefully you were able to increase the range of motion with each one that you did. Only got 6 more, almost at the end. Make sure the waist isn't collapsing. 5, 4, 3, 2, and a last one. And then you have a break. Good. Make sure you push the weights out of the way for a moment. Open books, we've done it so many times together. So lift the top arm up so it's shoulder width apart. Core is engaged, and then lift up and find that rotation. Make sure that you're leading with your ribs, so you're leading with your armpit, not with your hand. So the hand should never drop under your shoulder. The hand is nowhere near the floor. You should always be able to see the palm of your hand with both of your eyes. If you have to really close one eye to see that palm, then the arm is too low down. Good. If you're happy with that, you can grab 1 or 2 hand weights. Obviously 2 is more than 1. And up to there, it's easy. And then go past that body, and you'll find that the core needs to really engage to slow down the movement. So it's a little bit more tricky to go past that shoulder. Just really engage. Make sure the 2 hip bones face forward and keep lengthening the spine. If there is any trouble, lose the hand weight. Lose that hand weight. There is no need to use it if you don't need to. Get 2 more, please. You've got 1 more. Back to the front. Fantastic. Good job. Push up onto your elbow. Grab your block, and let's do the other side before we run out of time. So lie down. Again, line yourself up. Heel, bum, shoulders, back of the head. Make sure you're stacked properly so the waist and the rib is lifted. Then extend the top leg and point it, and then go behind you. Not in front of you, behind you. It's about as big as a dinner plate, that circle. So don't go too high up, because if you go too high up, you're going to lose your waist. So not very big, but very long and very, very focused. So it's that length that I'm after. And then think about widening your chest again, that from collarbone to collarbone, pulling the shoulders back. Making sure we go behind, not in front. Pull it behind you, keeping the core engaged. You've got one more. You're going to hold the leg in line, flex your foot, and then you go the other way. Go the other way. Do you know, I don't know if I'm going the other way. I completely forgot. As I stopped, it fell out of my head. As long as we're moving, right? Keep going. Really lengthen that leg. 2 more times. Not too far up. You want it nice and round. And then hold the leg and point. Pull the knee to the chest, extend forward and pull it behind you. Open up the front of your hip. Go again, pull the knee to the chest, extend and pull it behind you. Keeping that waist lifted, making sure we're not arching the back. Hold it and reverse. So we are flexing forward, pulling the knee to the chest and extend to the back. Keep going. Flex forward, pull the knee to the chest and extend. Last one. Good. And then hold that leg bent, knee to knee, foot to foot. Make sure you have breaks if you need them. Good job. Keep that waist lengthened, that top waist. Don't collapse. Make sure you have breaks if you need them. Excellent. 2 more. Last one. And then rest that top leg. Bring both arms forward. Don't start with the hand weight. Start without. Good. All right. Off you go. Find the length in your spine. Move from the rib cage. Bring it back to the front. If you think, yep, I'm happy with that, use 1 or 2 hand weights. Just make sure there is a deeper engagement. Make sure your legs don't start lifting. So if you're using the hand weights, you want to really make sure that you keep pressing your thighs into the floor. It's very easy to allow those thighs to lift once the hand weights are in place. See if you can rotate a little bit more now. Keep that breath going. Don't overdo it. You don't want to over-rotate and hurt yourself. At the same time, you need to try things out. So if you can go a little bit deeper, then do. All right, and bring it back to the front. Excellent work. We are going onto our chest. We're going to do a quick extension, and then we're going to do some hip stretches. So arms are alongside the mat, not on the mat, really wide elbows. Now engage the core by clenching your bum and drawing the belly away from the floor and pressing the hips gently into the mat. And then start by lifting the back of the head higher than your shoulders and then peel it away. from the floor. You don't have to come off those elbows if it doesn't feel good. So if the lower back is moaning, then just do what you can. Focus on that core engagement and only lift the back of your head up. You don't have to come any higher up if you don't want to. But if you can, lift the elbows up, making sure the shoulders are gently pulling downwards. The aim here is that you feel a stomach stretch. So feel a stretch in your tummy. And of course, we're feeling that core engagement as well. It's good for your shoulders because your palms are pressing down. 2 more. And then we're going to do 1 more. Excellent, good. And then turn onto your back. Cross one leg over the other one completely. And then pull your legs towards you and find a bum cheek stretch. So I'm holding on to my shin bones. So my right hand is holding on to my left shin and my left hand is holding on to my right shin. And I'm pulling my knees towards my chest. And I've got no gap in between my thighs at all. So there is no gap. Make sure you move things around a little bit if you're lacking the stretch. So if you can't feel it in your bum cheeks, there's a good chance your hands aren't in the right place. Yeah, some of you are touching the right bits. Good, and then swap the legs. So thigh over thigh, and then your right arm is grabbing the shin on that side of the body, and your left arm is grabbing the shin on the other side of the body. And if you then pull your knees towards you, that bum cheek stretch should be there straight away. Take nice deep breaths, looking good. Pull it in a little bit more. You've got 4 more breaths. And relax. Give me a full body stretch to finish off. Well done today. It's good to have so many of you in the live class. I'm now going to wave off the people that are watching this on record and have a chat with the ones that are here live.